So with it being leaked, we've got to do it. It is the Max 88 icon. We are going to get an SBC, and I could imagine it'll be semi-expensive, as most definitely the 88 rather than the 87 has opened up the door for a lot of top-end sort of icons. We've got the brand new Gareth Bale, we've got Vieira, we've obviously got the likes of Zola and Zambrota and Torres still, but there is a lot of decent options we can now get. Still a little bit of a step away. Also the brand new Tarum as well. Lovely card. He's obviously one of the first ones going in there as a right back. Beautiful right back. He's coming in so expensive. I think the most expensive cards we've got goes Bale, Vieira, Tarum, Rio, Ribery, and then into Torres, Rooney, and all of them. The lowest we can get, which will be a bit unfortunate, will predominantly be the 86s and 87s. Again, Ian Rush, Kluivert, Larson. The standard as we saw last time. If we're going for the first 88, I think Laudrup is going to be the first one in there at 174. Now, that will probably drop as we go into it because obviously he's not been in this icon SBC yet. So whether we see that, because he more than likely would be one that does come out quite a lot, whether he drops 50, 60k will be an interesting point regardless. There is still quite a few nice icons that we can go with still. Like you've got the likes of Essien and Makalele. We did a lot of these last time around. It was only about 2 weeks ago. We got the heroes, and I think I got Melito, which was a higher rated but still low priced. Now, obviously, we can easily put in the likes of Bale. If we have a look for Vieira, he's obviously going in the top as well. We've got two Tarums as well, actually. He's that good. We've got Rio Ferdinand that can go in there. They are kind of like the standards. They're the best ones you can get. They're the highest price. They're the highest price for a reason. Bale's unbelievable. We've all used his loan from the season pass. Tarum looks incredible for a card. Vieira is Vieira every year. And same with Rio. They're the kind of the ones you want. If you need coins in FC25, lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins. With the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC25 creators such as Zorki, Manny Plus, and even Pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy. When it comes to like now looking at the skulls, especially with some of the cards that we've got, just looking at like the Trailblazers, the Total Rush cards, unfortunately for them, they're just, the icons are now being left behind again. Granted, I think Dynasties, we are going to get icons. There has been now the promo card added for the On This Day heroes. I want to say not the icons as of yet. So we are very close to getting ourselves the first upgrades of icons. It happens every year, so it's nothing really too crazy. These are just to get you in there, to get your first icon and hopefully somebody good. Now, obviously with this, we're going to go Torres into the S again. Incredible striker, but I think when we look at the S+, it's still got to be kept as an absolute top in terms of what we categorize it as. Now, when it comes to these SBCs, say we got a max of 90, leave me down below a comment. Would you prefer me to go on the player rating? So for instance, Bale as an overall right wing in the game is definitely in the S+, or would you prefer like a absolute dub of a pack, kind of top end, mid, and just absolute fodder? Would you prefer that in terms of what you get back from the pack or how good the player actually is? Leave it in the comments section. We obviously have Scholes. Right now, to be honest, is probably in the lowest. Like, the incisive pass is fantastic, and I think in terms of an in real life player, incredible, but he doesn't translate very well, unfortunately. One that we saw a massive amount was Luis Hernandez, and he was absolutely right with where I put him. He's an A+. He's a decent striker, doesn't quite take over some of the most kind of broken mechanics, the power shot, the finesse, the trivela, from like a Son, a Griezmann, a Rashford evolution, but in terms of an actual finisher, was absolutely fantastic. Petit as a CDM, I'm kind of thinking, because we've got Essien, we've got Makalele, and we've got Rijkaard as the kind of the ones here. We've got Gattuso as well, but Gattuso really is in more of a lower category at this point, to be honest. He's kind of just there. Whereas I think Essien is obviously an S. Makalele would follow him. And I think in terms of what we've got for a CDM at the moment, I'd probably say them two would be in there as well. They are all very good at their options. As the weeks go by, Petit and Rijkaard normally drop off first, and then we find that it's like Essie and Makalele for a little bit, and then you just wait for the upgrades. But I think for me, I would go all of them there just as a precaution of what CDMs we've got in the game. They are definitely up there with the best of them. Now, Petit with a Relentless Plus isn't my favourite, personally, if he was looking solely on playstyle pluses, but the rest of them are pretty banging there. Xabi Alonso, I'd go in just an A+ for him. I think he actually holds a CDM nicely with that long ball pass, but he is definitely on fraud watch at some point soon. It needs the big upgrade, really, to just strengthen them kind of centre-mid stats more so than anything. Crespo, very much like Luis Hernandez at the moment, decent, like he's got a decent strike on him. As an overall striker, he's good, but he will drop down very quickly. He'll be found out pretty early on. We have Varane, he's quite an easy one in there as well. Lampard at the moment for the power shot would just stay there, but it's very much, once that power shot goes of the mechanic being broken, he drops down massively in my opinion. We've got Barnes, standard left wing. It's kind of expensive for what you're getting, but he's still a good card on that wing side. Same as Ian Wright, he's kind of up there. The chip shot, unfortunately, isn't my playstyle plus that I'd say is worth anything, to be honest. I'd rather just not have one, but at the end of the day, still very good as a pacey striker. Pires with a finesse, I would put him just here, and again, once that finesse goes, he is absolutely done, because to be honest, the shooting is just not good. We've come up against him a couple of times now, and he's just not really available in my opinion. He, as a left mid, if you're looking at pricing for him, he's coming in at a whopping 326,000. I mean, icon ability, fantastic, like he's got all of that, but there's so many left wings out there. There's just no point. Kluivert, very much like Crespo, decent striker. He was the one I actually got from my icon pack. Power header is nice to have. If he floats some balls in, he's actually got a decent head on him, but realistically, there is only a limited ability that he truly does have. Suker is going to be the same, but he does have a better one with that Travella plus. I would say Vidic would definitely come in as a centre-back in the S. Larson with a chip shot, very similar. We kind of, it's just at the minute waiting for them big strikers to come in. Once they've got that upgrade, they are being dropped right down. Ashley Cole would be in an S. Keane, oh, see, Keane again it's because he's definitely dropped in price massively. So 109,000. It's not that crazy for him. Like, I mean, he is more of a DM if anything. His role plus is a box to box, which, if you're looking for shooting, it's just not him whatsoever. But defensively, he's good at carrying the ball. But for me, he unfortunately will come down into that A category, in my opinion. Ian Rush, oh, he just wasn't good at all, was he? Pichon, now she's going to be a new one in this SBC, because obviously she is 88. Now, she does have herself the Acrobatic plus. In terms of what she offers, it isn't necessarily going to be an S category for me. I'd say Van der Sar would definitely go up into the top end. And we'll just get the final ones in. We've got Sol Campbell, we've got Zola, and also Zambrotta. The rest are 88, which are the new ones. And to be honest, I've just realised that we've got all 88s in the S+. It does tell me how low the 87s and 86s truly are. Like, Torres is probably the only one, and maybe Essien, that I would consider moving up one. But I think when you look at all of the strikers, all of the CDMs, all of the centre mids, they are close, but they're not in that top end for me. They're very, very close. And that's not to say all 88s are going in there, to be honest. I think there's a lot of lower end as well. But if we start off with a few of the top ones, I think Blanc easily puts himself there. I do think the same for Cech and Desai as well. If we look at Ribery, he's got to be in there to start with. And Ribery's a funny one, because last year he went completely south compared to what I expected him to be. Obviously, he's 1.6. He is a 5-star. 5-star still with a technical plus, and he's got the role plus as a wide playmaker, which is not necessarily used or have for quite a lot of players. So that's going to be an interesting one. If you do play that role, that's going to be a fantastic card for you. When you look at the rest then, obviously we've got the second tower and we won't put him in. Van Persie, first touch, Good striker. I'd say he's kind of like a lower end S at this point. He definitely needs that upgrade to take him to that next level. We've got the likes of Shevchenko, who surprisingly is slightly better than first anticipated. Because of that power shot plus decent pace, decent shooting, it just takes him up that one more. When you look at the rest of them with the first touch plus, the chip shot, the power header, Trivella's good, but it's still definitely been nerfed a little bit more than the power shot. It puts him at a very nice advantage. And like I said, until that gets completely broken and kind of the patch notes tape gets rid of it, he's going to stay up there at the moment. Riquelme, decent with a flair, but I mean, he's kind of coming in at the bottom, really. I like his dribbling, so he will stay up as an A+ for now, but the cams are catching up massively. Michael Owen, easy one to go up there. We will pin these for the rest of them. Nedved, another good one that they got just completely left out last year. He was just not there. He's got the power shot, so it's nice off the left. I've always found it's easier for a striker, and that's just my gameplay personally. I like to rush up a little bit too much and maybe not be as patient with the build-up play. It means that the left mid really doesn't get their chance to kind of have that shine. So I've moved Rashford into the middle and put like a Son on the left-hand side for the finesse shot from the top of the end of the box rather than the power shot. So whether that takes it into consideration, for me, I would go into more of an A+ at the moment. We've got good old Gerrard. I think he is pretty much, he's like Lampard's double, really. He's got the power shot as well, because obviously Lampard's there, Gerrard's got to be there as well. If we put him next to him, nice and easy. Beckham. Now, Beckham is so much better when he gets an upgrade. If you've ever seen the upgrades for him, it's literally needing that one step up. He's 630. Obviously, a name's going to be a big thing. Well, I know why he's got the dead ball plus, obviously. I'm surprised he didn't have a crossing or a long ball pass or an incisive pass first to make him a little bit more viable as an option, and then brought in the dead ball. So it's kind of one of them. If you use him right, he's going to be fantastic, but at this point, it's just not going to work as a top end for me. I think he's very, very good, but without kind of the overall factor and the fact that he could play centre mid, I suppose, but it's just not the upgrade we need. We need that next level up for him. Schweinsteiger is going to be up there. Wayne Rooney will be into the S with that power shot. Laudrup being one of the cheaper ones. Again, kind of like Riquelme. At the moment, he's kind of suiting a decent role, but he will drop down very, very quickly. Coman, surprisingly, I actually really like him in this game. Normally, in most years, I kind of don't like the start of him because he comes in as a centre-back with the dead ball plus, but actually, he's pretty good in game. He's not a bad card whatsoever. And I think if you kind of take a look at him more in close detail, he can obviously only play the centre back, which is a bit unfortunate, where I would kind of like him to maybe have that alternative position from the get-go. He normally gets the upgrade pretty quickly, and stats in general look always fantastic for him. The shooting's up there, great passing, even very good defending physical. So even if you wanted to kind of move him out of a centre back straight away, you could potentially do that. Closer obviously goes up there with the aerial plus. He is just broken beyond belief. We know how good the aerial plus is from corners, from crosses. It just works an absolute treat. Hadji, on the other hand, is going to be into the A+. And then we've also got Herrero, who I would say is kind of in there as well. We'll put Thuram next to Thuram at the top. That is going to be the list for the 88s. Like I say, leave me a note down below on who you got and who did you get in the last one as well. Apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.